My name is Chelsea Higgs Wise from Richmond for All, the quickly growing multiracial organization for Richmonders looking for a progressive political home. In Richmond, COVID-19 data from the state health department shows that 16 out of the 18 people who have died from the virus in our city were African American. That's an 89% rate, despite Black Richmonders accounting for only 48% of the city's population. I'm here to take note of when it comes to Black and Brown lives in Richmond, whether we live or die depends on the lens of Governor Ralph Northam and the lens of who benefits and who decides. The last few years leading up to 2019, Richmonders have been repeating, shouting, even the data, the science behind 4 centuries of racism being our true public health crisis. Racism is the leading indicator for health inequities that result in a 20-year difference in life expectancy based on living in the white part of town versus the Black part of Richmond. Speeches, forums, all in the name of Richmond being number 2 in the country for evictions, while our city makes plans to demolish our most affordable housing in the city. In 2019, Governor Northam, he asked for forgiveness for insensitive pictures in the medical school yearbook and called for reconciliation dialogues, while also forming commissions to reverse intentional policies that have oppressed working class Black and Brown Virginians since the start of our Commonwealth. Well, Governor Northam, right now I'm speaking to you. You are now choosing to utilize the familiar tools of your forefathers to spin the accountability and blame the same people you are choosing to ignore, stating we must formally request a delayed reopening per locality, that we should work together as a region to request and to protect our most vulnerable. Governor Northam, just as you claim to be unaware of the harmful messaging of the minstrel shows of your past, you seem to have missed the lesson where surrounding counties of Richmond have participated in annexation and regionalism to further oppress Black lives from thriving here in the Commonwealth. Even in the most recent times in Richmond, we can't get a regional transportation system agreed upon for working class, carless families, but now it will be written in history as our fault if COVID ravages our neighborhoods. Who is deciding on the trends that best suit this decision, and who will benefit from this decision to move forward without proper protections of our health, of not just our workers, but for the families they return home daily to care for? Who will benefit from sending our parents without proper childcare back to work? Are our parents not also Virginia workers? Will we be later labeled in the next generation as bad Black and Brown parents and neglectful because we weren't given a choice right now, much less a voice over the business class elite? Now, we as Richmond for All stand with the coalitions and with workers across the Commonwealth to lift the voices that are being erased in this remarkable moment in history by the Northam administration. We will not be the guinea pigs, and I question how much was truly learned last year on the tour of reconciliation that seemed to benefit the administration and back then, but today in a public health pandemic, your decision of who you're allowing to decide and who you're allowing to benefit is very clear. And Black and Brown lives ain't it. We are on the outside yelling in, excluded from this decision with Governor Ralph Northam. And in just 6 months, out of the 400 years since our bodies were trafficked here to Virginia shores to kickstart the economy, Black and Brown Virginians are back in front of Virginia white leadership. But this time it's to Ralph Northam, forcing him to look at the mirror and see how he is repeating the history of his ancestors. So we demand that we not be banished to be the unprotected labor that once again drives our economy forward, while the policies dig a place for Black and Brown lives, not 6 feet apart, but 6 feet underground. I'm Chelsea Higgs Wise of Richmond for All, and we're asking to put the lives of people over the profits of Virginia business elites. Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea.